Welcome to another episode of Real People Off the Record. My name is Tone Deaf from Florida, Tony D. And today, as always, we have Jay just chilling right across from me.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Show staying on Zoom till he comes into town. What's up, man? You all right? Chilling in Maryland? Maryland good?
Maryland, I'll be better in New York or Florida, but Maryland,
I feel that. Today in the studio, now we have a special guest. We have Zikler Flare.
Welcome. How y'all doing? Thank you for tuning in.
How's your night going?
Oh man, thank you for having me. It's good, man. Tonight's the night. Every night's a night.
Absolutely.
Enjoying not having to hustle.
Well, the hustle is usually good though, right?
Shit.
If you hustling, you gotta, hustle. You gotta make that bread.
You gotta keep your sanity too, man.
Oh, I don't have that. I haven't had that for years. I haven't had sanity in years.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
Right? Like when you get our age, man, sanity is a luxury.
Yeah.
You got to earn that sanity.
You're right.
Got to get your mind straight.
Gotta stay dangerous.
A man thinking always got something going on.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Always got to get that hustle.
Stino, shout out to Stino for real. That song took
Stino, my bad. We'll see you next week.
Took over the city. That song took over the city. And it made me want to rap. No cap. That song, I was 13, 14 when it popped. Stino was about 16, 17, senior high school. I was a little young buck in my group. And it's funny, my son's name is Messiah too. I just realized that, Lyrical Messiah. Now I got to re-listen to that song.
Like I was listening to it yesterday and I listened to that yesterday, so that's probably why it was popped in my head.
Yeah,
but
funny that you mentioned that.
That is funny. That is funny. So we were talking about last show about what inspired us to do what we do. Now, is that an inspirational track that put you in where you are?
I was probably 14. Stino was probably 17. He had about 15 self-produced, made their own cover, about 15 tapes out as a senior in high school. I'm like, yo, how is he not on top of the game right now? I'm like 14 going through his, they had Bandcamp back in the day. Bandcamp. And he had collab tapes with Drew Wills, the great Brainstorm. Man, that's going to be an exciting episode. Them boys was putting that work in, and I was just proud to be a fan. And it made me turn into an artist. When they broke up, we really thought Trey Clef had to fill that void. Anything's possible was ATP, and they still got their solo careers, and they still Stino got more music than your average mainstream.
No,
rapper.
he do.
So,
I saw he's got tracks going all the way.
When you bring up Lyrical Messiah, the whole city knows that song. So
that's what's up.
That's
so what was the first track that you were like, damn?
Why he had to go from Stino?
No, you general, just you in general.
Shit, yeah. Shout out to Stino. Man, probably a Trey Clef song. I'm So Lost. That song stuck with me. It was probably like my background music as a person growing up. If I had to pick one of my own songs, it's a song that stuck in my head a lot, and it shaped me. I was only 13 when we recorded it. Zay was 15, Johnny was about 16, and we was just that song had it hit hard, it hit home. We made something magical with that song. It's not like other music these days. It's about what people struggle through in life in general.
Yep.
It's a real life song, So it's like, man, I grew up listening to my own shit, so I kind of shaped my future with my own verses type of deal.
So you your biggest fan?
I am my biggest fan. Yeah. I'm my biggest critic.
Absolutely.
I'm my biggest critic. I ain't gonna say hater. I'm not my big. I used to hate on myself, but I stopped that.
Well, you see how when M first got on the scene, he didn't let nothing go out until he went through it through a fine tooth comb. He was like, nah, we got to change that. Even if we change the whole song, we threw the whole song out. He just fucking like, that ain't work.
Hey, well, that's how Dr. Dre was too.
That's
Dr.
where he got it from.
Yeah, he wasn't letting you. I heard stories about Dr.
Oh
Dre.
yeah, oh yeah.
There's a couple artists, not even just hip hop, that I know, like different genres of music. They'll pen a whole entire song, and then they'll record it. And sometimes they didn't even record it, they would throw the whole thing away.
Yep.
And then if it came back to them, they knew it was a hit.
Yeah. Well, sometimes like when that happens, you like, oh, I got the hook, and then for some reason you just wasn't feeling it that day. Sometimes you just got to put it down, start over, and do shit because some lines just ain't hitting. You know what I mean? And sometimes you get some inspiration a week later, but let's go back to that joint. Let's go back to that beat. Let's go back to that's how it was. That's how it was. So, so which one do you think is your biggest?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go with the numbers. It's the fish because I've pulled in 30,000 streams with that one, and out of my other songs ain't pulling in no numbers compared to that one.
Why do you think that one struck a chord?
The production. I picked the best engineer in the city.
Yep.
Shout out to Joe at Grand Bay in Tampa. Yeah, he put his sauce on there along with the beat. Pluto Beats. They producer trio, white girl and two black dudes out in I think Atlanta. They really quiet about their faces. So they
ATL.
just put so it was just a good man. It was a vibe. It was a feeling. We turned the blue lights on in the booth, so it was all like just fluorescent blue lights going on. So it like messed with the way my mind was working.
Mm-hmm.
And
How'd
I get the biggest fan reaction. All my closest people tell me that's the one. So I got.
How'd you wind up linking with them if they from ATL?
The funny part is I was just a fan of their beats. I stopped looking for random beats. I just stuck with one producer, and then I learned a lot from through their Instagram. Found out it's a trio, and they all got 3 different tags, but they all said Pluto. And then I figured it out. I was listening to them for years loyally. I was a loyal fan. I still am. At least everything. I'm gonna start getting exclusive because they popping now. So the good ones are going quick.
Oh yeah.
And they're putting out 3 times as many beats as other people. And I don't know. I think I just resonated with their sound. It's different.
Now I know back in the day when all the beat makers, they always just like what does a good beat go for nowadays?
It's all about the producer's name.
Yeah.
And we talking about $100,000.
Yeah.
Pharrell charged $100 just to pull up, and that's not even for the beat. He said that in his interview.
Yeah.
Just to pull
Last
up.
time I know, Timbo, just for you to hear like a CD of it, but just to hear a beat and beat around.
10, 12K for the listening party.
That's smart.
Because I know way back when, like early '90s, I was talking. I think I bought a beat for like 5, like just for shit. Like, and that song didn't go. I mean, we did some live shows, but other than that, it didn't really jump off.
Lease or exclusive?
No, it was just no, because the producer was one of my boys, and he was selling a whole bunch, and then he was selling a lot of big ones. That was remember that on the last show I was talking about my boy Tafiq. We called him Swiss. He was just jumping off. He was working with Rodney Jerkins and all them shits, and that's literally pretty much where he's brought all his beats. So he was like, "I'm gonna let this one slide to you," but Rodney Jerkins pretty much owned all his other shit. Yeah, but so that's where that one came from. But now, last week we were talking about what was the one hip hop song that made us like, damn, that's what I want to do. Do you have one of those?
It's gonna be a Ludacris song when he popped, man. Luda, I don't know if it was a video on top of it, but Runaway Love.
Oh yeah,
It's not even the usual Luda track. I think he had Mary J. Blige on there. I was so young, and that song hit home. I was like, 3 different stories on one track. Each verse was a whole different story of a person going through something that I happened to experience a little bit of some of it as a young kid. So it resonated. And then Luda itself, he's powerful. He got that powerful. He knows how to write. He knows how to tell a story. And that's because it's my era, man. I ain't gonna say that's the top notch. I don't want to get no flack, but M was up there.
Luda gets bad respect, especially he hit home very with a lot of people. Like he's from grassroots. He brought up a lot of people and a lot of inspiration he brought to that community there. So like ATL wasn't. I mean, it was good, but when he started, as soon as he popped his mixtape on, he started to jump.
Yeah, he had some hits. Not only that, but he opened the door for a lot of rappers getting into the acting game.
Mm-hmm.
Not I would say open the doors, but he definitely
slept on.
he definitely
he is.
Pushed them a little more open than they were already, at least.
Yeah.
So besides Ludacris, he made you want to do it. Who else inspired you?
Man, it's gonna be M. It's gonna be M, man, because
is he your top one?
As far as
lyricism,
man, he holds a special place in my heart, man. But it's so many greats out there. That's a whole different hour discussion.
Mm-hmm.
For everybody.
To me, it's about the overall, if you're gonna just put an overall the greatest, that's gonna take a lot of nitpicking because there's so many
Yeah.
there's so many classifications you can judge a person on.
Mm-hmm.
What they call it, subjects.
Yep.
There's so
Yep.
many different ways that.
Well, you got to look at like the Nipsey Hussles, like his impact on the game, his community. I mean, he was fire, but at the same time, like his impact that he did and brought to his community, like not a lot of artists can have done that or will do that. You know what I mean?
Iconic.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I know what you mean by like you got to put a lot of different variables and be like, this is what makes this person great or one of the greats. But then you got great lyricists. You got like Andre 3000. You got Rakim, like stuff like that. Like it's a lot of different things that you brought to the game, like what makes them great.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, that's why the top 5 list is
Yeah.
tough because you talk about sales, you talk about lyricists, you talk about popularity, you talk. I mean, there's
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on who's making the list. Now, is the source making the list? The source is just going to put out 5 mic artists on the top 5. Like that's how they were. But if you talk about like I don't know, like a TMZ, you're going to see all the pop hip hop artists. You're going to see. Correct. You're going to see. You go to watch the Breakfast Club. They're going to go basically to what's going on TMZ, and then they try to put a little street into it sometimes. But it really depends on who's making the list that puts your top 10. You know what I mean?
And of course, if it's the source, don't make that list.
Yeah, M's not on that list because they got a lot of beef.
Nah. Benzino's number 1 on that list.
Yeah, because he wrote it. Because he wrote it.
Nah, he shouts out to Eminem and Benzino. I don't want no smoke from none of them.
It's hard not to be
Benzino would
biased.
never put himself on that list.
Yeah.
He does, bro.
Yeah. Don't they come out with like a top 100 list every year or something like that? Is that the source?
Was put out. Yeah, that it wasn't the source. This year was put out by, I want to say it was Vibe magazine or something.
Vibe. See, like I said, it really depends on who puts out the list. It really like what characteristics they put on there. But I think that community stuff. Like I'm big in community. Like if I picked up and went rich, like I would bring it all back to my community. I would go back to Atlantic City and try to big up that. So you know what I mean. So it's all about making your home. You know what I mean? Like without the corner store, like where you at? Because you went there every fucking week.
Like Jay-Z, man. He put the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, I think. It's right smack dab in Brooklyn. That's You know how many jobs he created right there?
I know Jersey's
Revenue
salty about losing the Nets.
Man, I was always a Knicks fan anyway. It's okay.
Is there any famous rapper? I'm just thinking from Atlantic City.
Atlantic
Not
City?
from Jersey. I know Jersey.
No, not really. We had a lot of people come through there in our studios down there, but not a lot. We don't have like a homegrown.
Atlantic City is thoroughbred.
It is.
They don't
It is,
realize that.
But we get we got a lot of Philly people that come through there. We used to get like I used to see Beanie Siegel like every week in the city, but he from Philly. You know what I mean? So like I see him at the corner store in Atlantic City getting a pizza and next to the bodega. But you know what?
Atlantic City got the paper.
I'm trying to think of this rapper's name that he's
Atlantic City is low key like off the strip, bro. You don't want no smoke.
Nope.
I'm letting y'all know that real
Oh
quick.
no, Jersey's a spooky place. You can't get too comfortable in Jersey. You can't never get too comfortable.
Well, you go to the wrong block. No.
Yeah, they doing some.
You can't do that.
Oh,
Camden
Albial.
looks like it's nice.
What city is Albial from? Do you know? Show?
What's that?
Albial?
I'll be back. You mean?
Nah, he's a rapper out right now. He just beat another murder charge. This guy's like one of those real raw rappers. Like,
Been out for a minute.
yeah, his name's Albial. He goes on Hot 97 and just be spitting some verses. He does his thing. He's from Jersey. I can't think of what city though.
Wait, real question. Is Meek Mill out?
Meek Mill? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's on paperwork. He had the best day out. He got picked up by a helicopter and went to the Phillies game.
I just because I'm actually a fan of Meek Mill, but it was just funny. Like I like Meek.
Meek's my dog.
He's chill as fuck.
He's cool.
But I just saw it everywhere. I'm like, damn, free me. I'm like, ain't he out yet?
Yeah,
Nah, he out.
Yeah, he's
the
out
day
for
he
sure.
got out, I think like Jay said, he went to the Phillies game with, if I'm not mistaken, Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he was on the field.
I think it was the owner.
Of the
Might have been
76ers.
the owner of the Phillies. No, the owner of
The 76ers.
Yeah, it might have been the 76ers. Yep.
He was
Yep.
locked
Yep.
up when they won the Super Bowl.
And he
Yeah.
rang the ceremonial bell to start the game. I
Yeah,
was
he
like,
did.
yo, that's crazy. How you
Yeah.
I
just
know it
came
was the
out?
owner from somebody.
Yeah,
See that's like I said, that's a much because he's a big part of that community.
right.
That's where it comes down to. Like
Yep.
that's why they still. He just got out of jail. So what? He's he does a lot for the community.
Yeah,
That's
he did a lot of good stuff.
So
He shouldn't
that's
even
why
have
it's
been in there, if
important.
you
So
ask
like I
me.
said, where's your grassroots?
That's gonna
I was
be
just about to ask that.
it's gonna be Lakeland, Florida for me. I'm born and raised in Miami, but I went to Lakeland at the age of 10. So that's time you start becoming a man. So Lakeland made me who I am.
So
My
I don't.
mom there,
I'm
my
not from
grandma
here,
there.
so I don't know too much
That's
about
Central,
Lakeland.
Central Florida. That's it's a good mix. It's kind of still 1950s, 60s ish if you know what I mean. The white people stay over here, the black people stay over here, the Spanish people stay over here.
Really?
But it's growing every time I go back. I haven't lived there since 10 years ago. But my mom, my grandma, my sister, they all still there, man. They refuse to leave. They love it. It's not big city
Lake
yet, and it's not too small townish. So it's like a good medium.
Lakeland is, to put it for you, Tony D. It's like it's not Orlando, but it's not Tampa, because they're considered quote unquote city.
Yeah.
But it's like the suburb, but it's a melting pot of both.
Yeah,
To
it's
me,
like
A lot of country.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's not really country,
Not
but
anymore.
it's
Yeah,
not really city.
you're right.
Like,
yeah, no, for
let's
sure.
put it this
They're
way:
expanding
when I
though.
was gonna move to Florida, when I did move to Florida in 2012, I was gonna buy a house that was 10 bedrooms, 8.5 baths for 125,000.
Damn.
Does that hurt you when you go to sleep at night? You think about it. Ah man. Man.
Yeah, Lakeland
I
is
ain't
a dope
even
place,
gonna
bro.
front with you, bro.
Yeah, we all got those moments, man.
So just to put it in a little bit of
Stocks.
perspective, me and Zik, we go way back. Like my
My
dad is
cousin.
his
We're
my dad
cousins.
is his dad's brother. Like
My dad's
Gotcha.
big
Yeah.
brother, his dad's little brother.
so,
But he's older than me.
I would come to his house every summer, and keep me out the city streets for the summertime. It gets a little crazy in New York.
went
They'd
from
send
New York
me
to
up,
Miami.
send me down to Florida, so I could be a little more grounded.
And you went to Miami?
That's what I was saying. Miami is just a hot New York.
Puerto Ricans, man. I can't choose.
Damn.
New
Miami,
York
hey.
or Florida, pick one.
I don't
love
know.
it.
There's so many. Florida's filled with New Yorkers. I
It
feel like.
is.
It's
It is.
up north.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you could feel it in a lot of the cities. Like you go downtown Tampa, you got to go down to St. Pete. You feel that northeast type of vibes up there, but with heat because it's just pretty much what it is. Like it's just a hot city all year round. I don't know.
I went to New York one summer with his little brother, and it was hotter than Florida. I'll tell you right now.
Well, it's muggy
Oh, yeah.
as
in the
fuck.
summertime,
Well, yeah.
it was hot.
But it's because you go all the city. There's no breeze because the buildings block that shit.
Yeah,
Got all them hot ass city
that's
buses
true.
just blowing all that crusty
And those
ass
vents.
exhaust right in.
And the vents blowing up hot air from all the subways.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
nah.
it's different out
millions
there.
of
All that trash cooking on the sidewalk,
Yo,
man.
yeah.
I miss all that though, man. I'm not gonna lie. I miss smelling all
Word
that.
up.
I miss the rats coming out, spooking me on my way home.
That's funny.
I had to get a tetanus shot when I landed back in Florida.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not that dirty. No, it is. The 70s, I look at videos from the 70s and 80s, you'll be surprised. New York
It was
was
rough.
full of trash,
It was.
broken glass everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were burning
not
they were
lying.
burning buildings down. It
He
was
was
crazy.
not
Sick.
lying.
I live in Maryland now, and that's what Baltimore
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like that. Like the way the New York City and the
that's
Bronx
crazy because Ray Lewis
was
is from Lakeland.
okay.
Yeah, I went to his high school, Kathleen High School. They got a statue of him, Ray Lewis.
My biggest thing is how do we let our communities do this? Like, music is an inspiration in all these communities. Like, why can't we allow success?
Name one famous person from Baltimore. I bet you can. I know
One famous person from Baltimore.
Yep.
I mean, there's Baltimore's got their own style of music right now. You know what I mean?
DMV.
So
yeah,
there's
now.
one. I can name one person right now in the hip hop game from Baltimore. Y'all all gonna know, And I'm not saying he doesn't come back here, but I've never seen him. And I mean, I've only been here for 2 years, obviously, but I never heard him like come back.
Damn, I'm looking at a list right now, and I don't see too many.
They're all locked up.
Kevin Lyles is from Baltimore, born and raised.
Kevin
You said
Love.
Kevin Lyle?
Yeah, Kevin Lyles, the executive from Def Jam.
Oh, okay. Shouts out to him, man. Why you don't call me back, dude?
Now I'm really curious because there's got to be there's got to
Jada
be
Pinkett?
more.
Jada Pinkett? She's from.
Oh man.
Oh,
She-
snap.
She too busy having entanglement.
Wait,
Oh,
it says
man, don't do
Tupac
my dog
from
like that.
Baltimore.
Tupac is born and raised in Baltimore. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, snap.
I knew there was someone.
There's a couple, but it just
Lloyd
bro,
Banks.
I don't know what's going on.
Lloyd Banks is from Baltimore?
Mhm.
Baltimore?
Yep, Lloyd Banks.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
That's
But see, there's a difference.
Scarface's
There's a difference
baby
between
mama.
being born here and being raised here. Like
True.
Jada Pinkett and Kevin Lyles actually born and raised. Like Banks probably was born here and then moved.
Well, yeah,
You know, he got his stripes like Zip. He was born in Miami, but he got his stripes like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, they don't know me in
that's
Miami.
to me, wherever you go to middle school, high school, that's where you get the stripes at. That's where you raised. That's just me. But
Yeah, that's it. This is coming of age. Wherever,
yeah,
you know.
like you get your manhood, you get the stripes, you know what you're about to do in life, you know, at that.
Damn, I'm still going on this.
Still
I'm
going.
scrolling.
I'm telling you, bro, you're not gonna be able to find nobody.
It's me.
Ray Lewis takes
mean
care of more of
streets.
this hood than anybody else does. He's
Yeah.
not even from here.
Yeah, he's not even from there.
That's a
crazy.
shame.
They love him though.
Yep, absolutely.
Now we ended last show with the question to me about what the question that we asked you is what song made you like really love hip hop and really love rap, and I ended on a cliffhanger. Didn't mean to, or did I? But in 1996, I was 11 years old, and this album came out. And soon as this song came on, I was like, and it's actually a soundtrack. It's a soundtrack in 1996. Do you know what it is?
Juice.
Nope. Space Jam.
Dang.
So I'm a huge fan of team ups, of features, and all this stuff.
Right.
Now, do you know what song it is? Hit 'em high. All right.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as you get Be Real on the track, you had Coolio on the track, you had LL Cool J on the track, you had Busta on the track, like all these people, like
Heavy hitters.
exactly
On one song.
on one song.
And nobody, and that's the again another fun song.
It is. I love that
is
song.
and like even right now, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, that's really
Yeah, and it hit hard. Like it came at you, and actually that's where I fell in love with basketball too. That's where I started to play basketball. As soon as that song, I was like, damn, I'm going to the court right now.
They probably didn't cuss either.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
Kept it friendly.
Diamond record.
And that's where I fell in love with hip hop because I just loved features. I loved when these people got together. I fell in love with Wu-Tang.
Oh, the team. It's like a team.
Oh.
Starting five. Okay.
like a various
Okay.
artist type thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because I was just thinking about that.
Five though. That's a starting five for basketball.
Yeah.
Man, that's a little entendre. A little
Yep.
entendre right there.
So, and that's ultimately, then I started following along and then when Master P came out with Make 'Em Say, as soon as that video came out, another video about basketball. And that actually came out in 1998. And, you had Silk the Shocker, you had,
Mystical.
yeah, Mystical, I was a huge fan of Mystical. Like, and Shake It Fast. Anyway, but before your
Shouts
time.
out to Mystical. Shouts out. I know some Mystical now.
Free mystical.
But like I said, that's how I fell in love with, because just these people coming together and making magic, and that's ultimately how I fell in love with hip hop, and that's the answer. The answer to the question from last week. I'm sorry, I should have answered it back.
Right.
But that was just something that got me.
Word.
What you got, Jay?
Real quick, funny story about Space Jam. So I'm gonna show you how young I was around that time. For the longest time, I thought Michael Jordan sang "I Believe I Could Fly." I don't know why.
Well,
I don't
you
know
know
why
what?
my little baby head did that to me.
Just so you don't feel that you were raped back then,
Wow.
just think that Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Keep
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah. I still sing that song only because in the back of my mind, Michael Jordan sings that song because of Space Jam. I don't know why my mind. I don't know what,
While
what's
he's
going on.
dunking, he's singing the hit record.
I believe I could fly.
I love that video too. But like I said, just
We can't sing that song though.
keep thinking that Michael Jordan sang that song because it'd be a better,
I'm
you know.
gonna tell my kid, my son, that it was Michael Jordan.
So shouts
That's
out
why I get
to
a goat.
Michael Jordan.
Now, on that, the sequel, bruh.
You know what?
can't
I
wait.
went in expecting blood, and I was like, all right, it wasn't too bad. You know, it's definitely aimed a little more at the kids. Where I feel like the original
Yes.
Space Jam was more. It was like Looney. It was just Looney Tunes with Michael Jordan in it. You know what I mean? The second one was more. It just felt a little more artificial, for sure.
Hey, Tony D. First of all, I'm gonna go 1 point from the hip hop card. The fact that you even went to go see it. It's 1 point.
Hey,
From
I
your
got nieces and
basketball
nephews too, but I had to see it because you know
My,
I'm a
nep-
huge
my
fan of
nephew
Space
wanted
Jam.
to see. My nephew wanted to see Space Jam. I showed him the original. He was like, "No,
Well-
the other one." I was like, "There is one."
It's fake news.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't as iconic as the first, but you know, still, it was. You know what I just saw was the remake of House Party.
No, it wasn't a remake. It was a sequel.
Was it a sequel?
Well, technically, it
It
was
it was a reboot.
reboot,
yeah,
requel. Like it was.
yeah, I know what you mean. It was. Regardless,
how-
it was
it's
it
like
was kind
how
of funny.
It was. Go ahead. You go ahead because I have an opinion as well on it.
I thought it was pretty funny. I expected it to be terrible again because I was like, oh, you know, remake this iconic movie that we shouldn't touch. And then I went in expecting the worst, and I was like, you know what, this was actually decent. Like, I'd
Isn't
watch
it titled
again,
House
probably.
Party 4?
I think it's just
No.
House Party.
Really?
I think this is House Party.
Yeah.
So is it all right? Being from Miami, right? I'm gonna ask you this: there's a sequel to a movie they want to reboot. Famous movie from Miami. Little name Scarface.
You
Scarface.
said it's not
What do you-
Scarface?
No, it is Scarface. What do you think about them rebooting
Oh,
Scarface and making it again?
is Al Pacino in it?
Nope. But I can tell you who's gonna play
What
his
about,
role.
What about his girl from Baltimore? She was from Baltimore.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer. She ain't in it either.
She's like
ain't
60
even-
I always wanted to know what happened to her at the end of Scarface.
So this is so the premise is
I don't
she
know. That's
had a
hard.
son. They have a kid, and his kid now wants to get revenge on Sosa.
Hmm.
Who do you think
On
is going to play
Alejandro
his kid? Is the
Sosa?
question.
He wants to get revenge on Sosa?
Yep. So
Oh,
who do you think is going
God.
to play his kid?
Oh, that's a good one. Probably Bad Bunny.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
No
Oh my
fucking way.
God. Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's what the talk
Isn't
is
he
right
like
now.
50
Really?
something?
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't see it, but Leonardo.
Damn,
If anybody's
That's
gonna blow my
perfect.
mind, it'll be fucking Leonardo.
that's
I agree with you.
perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I have a hot take, and I think someone like Shia LaBeouf would do well
Oh,
with that
shit.
with that
I
role.
fuck with Shia.
I love Shia too. I thought he was
But-
great.
You know he
you
got
s-
daddy issues too.
Well,
He
yeah.
made a whole movie about. No, he
He
made a whole movie about playing
Honey.
his father. And
Yeah.
His father was an alcoholic.
Oh, that was a great
He
movie.
said he had
Yeah.
a hard
Yeah.
time playing that
Yep.
role
Great
because he
movie.
went dark.
A real
dark places.
tearjerker.
But like I said, the other movie that he did,
Shia.
where he got all those tattoos, he got all tattooed up gangster
Oh.
style. Like I said, I forgot the name of it.
With the cartel. with
Yes,
Kelly.
yes.
Oh
What's it
man.
called?
That's what I'm thinking. That's why he would do. I think he would just.
Oh,
I mean, he's
man.
method actor.
Bone collector, debt collector.
I think it is the debt
Debt
collector.
collector.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
That
think
movie was
I gotta
gas.
rewatch that. That movie.
because I think he would do really good in
Yeah,
that role.
yeah, I can see it. I can
Yeah,
see
he
it.
was
That,
a
that is
wild
one of
boy.
the few movies I literally got so hyped. I paused the movie and started doing push-ups. I was like, let me get some push-ups in. And I stopped doing the push-ups and I had to start press play again. I was like, all right, go ahead. Yeah, that was good. That was a great film.
The way.
Now that we talk
the way
about
he went
movies,
down.
though, so I got a question for our guest. What is your favorite hip hop?
Oh man.
I got
Does hoes count?
one. Well,
Dig
You know
it
what?
up on
they did
dig
have
it.
they did have a
Dig
good,
it
fun,
up
good rap song.
on,
They did have a rap song.
You've got to go.
I don't know if that's a
dig
hip-hop
it
movie,
up.
though. Is that a hip-hop? That's
Shia. Back to Shia. Everything comes back to Shia.
Hey. That's the hip hop movie.
I don't know,
I
but
don't
that
know.
soundtrack,
It
bro. I
was.
printed the lyrics out.
The
I'm
soundtrack
performing it
was-
at my
yeah.
Tiki Rita's house. She's like, "Get him." I
That's
said,
gonna.
I'm zero.
Well, after this, we're gonna go to soundtracks, but
Yeah,
we'll go to
okay. That's hard.
we'll go to
man.
music movie.
That's hard. Paid in full
What's
don't
your-
count, but if it was paid in full, it'd be paid in full. Man,
Okay.
if that was a hip hop movie, shit, it's based on the
Uh,
life of hip hop.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I got a couple, but
I don't
there's
know,
one
man.
that comes right
That's
to
a
mind as soon
hard
as you
one.
said that. One
What
came
was
right.
the first one?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, Belly.
Oh shit!
Belly came right to my mind as soon as you
Nas
said
and
that.
DMX.
Yes.
sir.
Yes. So, like I said, and then you got like Poetic Justice with Tupac and Janet Jackson, and then there's just a lot of good ones, especially like I said with these musicians and actors. Like it was good.
What makes it a hip hop movie though? Is it a rapper playing the role? Because Sisters
I
Act
would-
2 was kind of hip hop, and Sisters
I
Act
would-
2
Oh my
was
God,
And
bro, what?
Lauryn Hill was in that.
Bro, Sisters Act 2 was my shit.
Yep. And
And
You know
Lauryn
what?
Hill. Yep.
Hey,
I think that would make it a hip hop. Somebody that was a
Catholic.
hip hop artist.
Catholic hip hop. Okay.
Yep. And there was music in that movie too, so I think that was.
Baby Boy,
Mhm.
Snoop, when he played that bad dude, I was like, yo, Snoop is mean. I thought Snoop was a nice guy.
Hey,
You
shit.
see,
Tyrese,
you seen
he's
Snoop
a
and
simp.
BMF playing the preacher?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
clips of
yeah,
that on
yeah.
Facebook. Yeah, he was hilarious, bro. No, that's mad
BMF
funny.
was
Nah, you
hard.
know what?
What's yours, Jay?
My favorite hip hop movie? This is tough,
Oh,
man.
that's a hard question. Bro.
If I'm interpreting this question for what it is, I'm gonna just be honest and say something that people not gonna like. I think it was 8 Mile. I think it really
Oh,
captured
yeah,
the
nah,
essence
man,
of what
Yeah.
raw
that's a
hip
good
hop
one.
was, the battle scene.
I mean, it won it.
You
It
know
won
what I
it.
mean?
The music won a Grammy, and the movie won Best Movie. Like it was.
It was a pretty good movie, you know, as far as hip hop. But if I was thinking like just straight up
And it brings us
like
back to the
hip hop
battle rap.
culture movies, I'd say Juice. Juice was that movie
Yeah.
for me. You
The
know,
culture.
Man.
Juice's soundtrack.
and he was a DJ. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
He was a
Juice's
DJ in the movie
soundtrack
Q.
is crazy.
DJ Q.
What was the movie with what was his name? Howard, Terrence Howard.
Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow.
Flow.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Whoop that trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he ain't even a
you
rapper.
know it's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is 36 Mafia is the one that wrote all the music on that, and they actually
He was a
brought it
neighbor.
out as their own.
He
Oh,
was a
that's
neighbor
what's
that
up.
was being too loud.
Yeah.
And he's
Yep.
like, "Can you turn it down and give some please, please?" That was 3-6. That was
Shouts out to 3-6
DJ
Mafia.
Paul. That was DJ Paul. You know he got a fake hand.
No.
You don't want to tell the story on his hand.
Uh,
He's saving it for a good juicy TMZ. Or
Who?
DJ Paul lost his hand. He don't want to talk about. They think it's diabetes or drugs. He rocked a fake hand. You don't know
I
that?
never realized that.
Yeah.
I actually ran into him a couple times. I never realized
Oh, sounds like a conspiracy to me. We gotta find out about his hand.
I want to find
Yeah.
out about
Gotta do our homework.
OG Booby Black that wrote with Kevin Gates. He keep his arm in his shirt.
hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know why he do that.
Cause he got a gun in his pants. He's always ready.
We went to his
He's
show.
always ready.
He opened up for Kevin Gates, and, we opened up for Kevin Gates, and he performed. He had his arm in his shirt the whole performance.
Hmm.
I thought he just
He was
didn't
just
have
with
an arm.
nah.
but
You
he
know what
says
that
he has
is.
an arm.
Every time I see somebody with their hand where I can't see it, I'm assuming he's got something in his hand I should be afraid of.
That's New York.
You know,
Some psychological, tricky shit.
that's why they say hands when you
He
can see
mind
'em.
fucked you, man.
I hope you wore a condom.
No, baby,
I got a dirty
raw. Baby, I like it raw. ODB.
Yeah, 40-year-old virgin. There's another one. It was like movie trivia in here tonight, right?
Yeah, hip hop.
Yeah. Talking hip hop.
Hustle and Flow. That's a good one.
So let's go back to that though. What was your favorite probably movie soundtrack? If we haven't already got that out from you.
Just one song or the whole album? Because the soundtrack is technically
I'm talking
the
about
whole album.
the whole album.
But there's only that one popping one that everybody recognizes.
I mean, that's not true. Because I'm gonna say
He's
mine.
focused
Fast,
on
Too
something.
Furious.
He wants to say something.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Okay.
Yeah, because he made a whole song about the movie. Too Fast,
Yeah.
Too Furious. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
Yeah,
a solid
Luda
sound.
played
He
it.
had move bits, get out the way.
But and that one doesn't have to be hip hop. It could be like whatever, like the whole soundtrack. But yeah,
probably.
because I got one in my mind right now too.
Oh, we probably got the same one. If you
I don't think so.
I hope not
Who's
because
going
mine
first?
is pretty good. I'm
All
proud
right,
of
go
mine.
ahead.
I'm going first. All right, it's Tarzan, bro. Easily.
Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Real? Wait,
The whole orchestra. That's the whole orchestra.
Which Tarzan?
Disney Tarzan. You know what I'm talking about?
Did they remade it? Didn't they? Did they do a live action?
Yeah, that was good.
Nah, not that one. I'm talking about the cartoon. I'm talking about.
Okay.
I can't think of the artist's name
album.
right now. Oh
I
my
can't
God.
think of that album.
I gotta look it up because I don't know names. All
All right, you do that. Show, what's yours?
My favorite soundtrack.
Yep.
Oddly enough, I think it will be Belly
Really?
Is that
Okay.
your favorite
because
hip-hop
you
movie
got
too?
you got Back to Life on there. You got a couple of DMX joints on there. Nas joints on.
Yup.
There's also
Isn't the firm on that too?
the chick that plays I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She is
Ooh,
so
I'm
sexy.
telling.
The chick that plays I think it's DMX's girl, the dark skinned chick.
The one they smashed in the beginning of the movie?
No. Dang, I can't remember. But she's also a singer originally. She's on the soundtrack too. She goes low, but she played in Bronx Tale. Also, the chick from Bronx Tale.
Colosimo's girl.
Yeah, she's
Word.
also in Belly
I
as
like that.
DMX.
I gotta rewatch Belly now.
But
never
bro,
really rewatched
when I
Belly.
tell you she's fine, but low. She could sing. She's on the soundtrack. And a lot of people don't recognize her for her voice, but just her acting. Man, listen,
Yeah.
that's when I fell in love with Black. Don't tell my wife that.
Real quick, I remember the artist's name now.
Go ahead.
I don't know how it even slipped my mind. It's Phil Collins, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Phil Collins. He
Phil
killed that
Collins.
soundtrack.
Well, I mean,
He produced
Yeah.
this. He produced every beat. He sang those. Yeah, he's something else. Phil Collins did this, and that's not a hip hop album, obviously.
No,
if you
yeah.
know who Phil Collins is.
yeah.
Tarzan really resonated with you, huh?
Nah, the soundtrack. It's gas. Just listen to it on your way home.
My album, Any Given Sunday. Any Given Sunday? Yeah, exactly.
That's cute.
LL's on that. There's a couple rock songs, but like I said, that the soundtrack just gets you like hyped, like all throughout the entire, because it's all about football and it just gives blow after blow, man. It's just, I think that album I can listen to all through, and and not be
Tony
mad.
is not from New York. He didn't say pause.
I didn't even catch it. I missed it.
I'm from Jersey. What do you want to do?
But no, bro, you right. That sound. Now that I think about it, that soundtrack hits a little
Jamie
different. But
Foxx.
it's the same thing with Fast and the Furious, though.
Yep.
Like a lot of people sleep on Fast and the Furious, but if you really sat back and listened to all the songs on the Fast and the Furious album, it hits different because it goes with the movie and it's exciting.
Yep.
It's explosive. You know what I mean? It gets you in that mood to do something.
Yep.
Hey, Coach Carter was another one too. They
Yep.
had
That's a good one.
dope soundtrack for that movie.
Mhm.
Coach Carter.
Twister, yeah.
I was gonna say Sunset Park. Sunset Park had a soundtrack too with Firestar on that. Like it was just fire. Like the whole album of Sunset Park. I don't know. Do you remember Sunset Park?
The
Sunset
90s,
Park.
Yeah.
90s movie. Man,
Yeah.
I wish I grew up in the 90s.
What time is it? It's time to get
loud.
It's time to represent.
Damn.
But that's, dude, you got to get up on that.
All right, back to the guests. So if you could work with one producer or one producer, just one.
Producer.
And one producer that if I told you I could make the call, you could get it, who would you pick?
Now, I don't know if you can make this call. It's gonna be Ye.
Kanye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. He's experimental. He's monumental. I want to get him back on track with the rap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you don't
He's
think he's a
so
little?
big. It's gonna be his whole first 3 albums that he self-produced.
Absolutely.
Man,
But after that,
I think his last one was gonna have to be 808 and Heartbreaks for me.
He's gonna give you the beat and then drop Scoop Diddy Boop on it the next day. Like he did the Drake.
Scoop Diddy Doop. Scoop.
Yo,
That's Drake.
me meeting Kanye wasn't a good.
You met Kanye?
Oh, you met Kanye? How'd that go?
It wasn't a good.
What year? What year Kanye?
Yeah.
This is no.
How
So
many brain cells do we have left?
obviously,
Amber Rose or Kim K?
Zeke don't know me, but I used to put my feet on Jay. So I met Kanye when he first got to Rockefeller, and he had a watch, first check. He had a watch with his face on it.
The Jacob was
And
it
he-
Jacob?
And he would, I honestly don't know, but he would shake people's hand like this.
He got a little
Just
sugar in the
because-
tank.
Just because he wanted you to see his face.
Hey man, I heard it's very cold in the south side of Chicago, so I don't blame him. You get up out of there, you in the studio with
But-
Hova, I'll probably act the same way.
But that's honestly, I
No,
would.
that's crazy. I'm
Did
sorry,
you watch
man.
his Netflix special?
I'm sorry. Yeezus,
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was sad, man. It was
Super
sad.
dope, but sad.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got this video on YouTube. I always watch back to back when he was making Jesus Walks.
Mm.
He had this rapper that nobody really knows. He was on a lot of his songs, but there was a feature on Jesus Walks that he took off. What was his name, man? He's got like this big jaw, like a quack. He's a black dude with the quagmire jaw. He's from
Black
Chicago.
Thought.
No, it wasn't Black Thought, but
I love Black Belt.
but he's in that Chicago clip, man. I can't believe I forgot his name.
Chi-Town. I don't know too many
If-
Chi-Town.
If he ever sees this, I apologize. But yeah, that just to see him and before he went big, he was in the studio. It feels like this, like just like real deal grinding, just working, and you see him just producing and how speaking about it. He's like, I'm gonna win a Grammy. I'm gonna win. And you put that shit into existence. But yeah, Kanye, man, I don't know. I feel like Dre, Timbaland, and them are number two. Timbaland and probably Timbaland's number two, but I don't know something about Ye's production.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I feel like
I
it'll bring
mean-
something out of me, a verse out of me. I wouldn't
So-
expect.
I'm thinking, like I said, Timbaland. Like I grew up with Timbaland and all his, all those beats and all the productions that he did. Now you went through like a Dre in there, like from his production days. Like, I
I'm
mean,
not
it's a
from
different
I'm
style.
not from the West Coast.
No, I just it's a different
It's a
style.
real, like,
But like, where do you place them on like the whole?
oh, they the top. They the Mount Rushmore.
Mhm.
Dre definitely. Timbaland definitely. I mean, Missy Elliott had nothing but dance music, so
Mhm.
it's hard to make a beat that'll make you get up off.
Missy Elliott's still killing the game right now,
Yep.
and she looks great too. I don't know if y'all seen her recently.
Mm-hmm. She's just looking younger and younger.
Yeah.
How do I do that? Like, how do you do?
Wish I could tell you.
I
say black don't
don't
crack.
get it. I don't-
Missy Elliott is one of the few people that I told my wife all the time. If I ever got a chance,
Mhm.
I would try to impregnate her.
You trying to get a hall pass on that?
She
Hey.
probably got cloned.
Her and Oprah. I want that money and that
hey,
good skin.
I want that Oprah child support. You feel me?
Man,
Send that check, Oprah. I need that alimony too. No, I'm just playing.
that
I had a question now. I can't remember it, but we'll get back to it.
That's what happens when you get
Oprah
older.
can do that.
Oprah.
All that money. Make you go blind.
Oh, I would love to try. Well, I would love to see if it does do that. Make all that money go blind.
So we talked about producers. If you could work with any other like rap artist of all time, I mean, talking about dead or alive, you could work with any. And I'll even go even further. Any artist, period. Like not just rap. Who do you think you would like to work with?
Man, I'm gonna say two because you said rap and then you went out of rap.
That's fair.
R.I.P. to MF Doom.
MF Doom.
He got some certain lyrics that just make you think about what is life, you know.
Mhm.
And he's from England. He's not even American.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know either until
Yeah.
after he
It's
passed.
because he wear that mask. He looks very American in the mask.
Yeah, Pusha Preem on that same tip. Shout out to Pusha Preem. He popping out of Tampa, so he might care. I don't know, but MF Doom, yeah, he'll make you think, just like Black Thought. Shout out to Black Thought, but probably Michael Jackson. You're
Yeah.
talking about music.
Yep.
I heard he wrote 100 songs, 112 songs, every album he had to do, and he just picked 12 out of the 112, and he wrote 112 songs every album.
I heard Michael Jackson did the original soundtrack for Sonic. and didn't even put his name on it because the record label didn't want him to do it.
He did that for something else too. Like I remember hearing about that. He did
that
something else.
also. I think for the Simpsons episode, they said that.
Yes.
They said that
was
he
uncredited
actually,
for it.
he actually voiced his character, but they put the credit for somebody else.
And he sang on that too.
Yeah,
That's when
that's the word on the block. You know.
No, I think I heard that too because I'm a huge Simpsons fan. This is what I was going to ask. Now, ciphers. Okay. What was your favorite? I mean, unofficial and official ciphers that you possibly? Because I have a couple that that rocks my brain like all the time that I think about. Now, do you have one that you recognize like as your like favorite? Because like I said, I can name about 5.
I don't know if you would call it a cipher, but Mos Def was freestyling in the park in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And that shit was lit.
I love Mos Def.
I don't know if he passed the mic or not, but it looked like he was rapping with a few other rappers. And then Slaughterhouse's BET cipher with Yellow Wolf.
That's actually one of my favorite ones. Yes.
That shit changed me as a person.
Mos Def actually did that. He did a BET cipher with Black Thought and Eminem.
And Eminem.
Yep.
And
who else? I think was it Jules Santana?
It was Jada.
Was it? Oh, it was Jada. For some reason, I was thinking Jules Santana.
One, bro.
Well, actually, I think Jules Santana was on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
they had to have some spunk.
Oh man, but like that was probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite cipher.
That's how I heard of Black Thought, actually.
Really?
Believe it or not. I was like, who is this guy? He's better than all these other guys.
You found a legend that day, huh?
Yeah. I was like 14. I was like, yo, D'Angelo, our boy from the Hard Rock, that's his number one
Marrero?
guy. He preaches about Black
D-Lo?
He was on the show.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, he was on my other show.
He probably mentioned Black Thought because that boy loves Black Thought. And I was like, yo, I'm going to listen to him. Every time I see him, he's like, did you listen to him?
Mm-hmm.
Did your homework? I said, he's like, that's real rap.
Mm-hmm.
And he's right. He is.
Shouts out to D-Lo and Black Thought.
And D-Lo.
Yeah.
How about you, Show? What's your
You never said your movie. Was it Belly? You said your soundtrack was Belly.
A soundtrack. Oh, I never said my movie. You're right. My movie would be Crush.
What is it?
Crush.
Crusher?
Crush Groove.
Crush Groove?
That sounds like some
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
It's basically
the basketball one.
Crush. Is
that the basketball one where they battle rap?
Nah,
groups?
it's about the uprising.
Oh wow.
Okay.
It got the Fat Boys in it. It got Run DMC in it. It got Sheila E in it. It's about Russell Simmons' wife and how he did that.
Damn, what's it called?
Crush Groove.
Crush Groove. I gotta check that out. That's
Sounds
going.
Yeah. It's dope, and it has Sal Apatow in it. Sal Apatow is the one that started Fever, which is the nightclub that New Edition got their first break at. Mm-hmm. Fat Boys got their first break at. Curtis Blow got his break at. Like it's just straight up just about everything.
Yeah, we talked about him last week.
Yeah,
on the show.
Man, I got a good one for y'all.
Go ahead.
We got time. What's your favorite decade of rap?
Decade of rap?
80s, 90s, early 2000s.
90s.
90s? Easy,
90s.
Hands down. Yeah,
Easy.
90s.
Not even.
90s?
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta agree. I was around in that time too. Touring the world. So.
Yeah,
like Biggie was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd say late 90s because that's where hip hop started for me. For sure.
Okay.
See, I can't even put 2000. Because I don't think
once the
they
CDs
can't
came
touch.
Out,
I can't touch. I don't think anything's in the. You can't touch the 90s like hip hop. Like I said, we were talking about last week. One of my first album that I bought was Fugees. The Score came out in '93. And then, like I said, and I was just talking about Space Jam that came out in '96.
The movies were the best in the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
You had Shawshank. You had Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
You had real movies with
special effects and all that. Yeah.
I mean, entertainment in the '90s, like it's a total different game.
No fucking graphic, no fake shit. It's all real. Mm-hmm. Even just the frequency and the sound of like the not MP3, everything's digital now. So I feel like everything's high end, loud, really high pitched. Back in the day, it was slower, low pitch.
Waves.
The vinyl.
Yeah.
Vinyl was low.
Even
pitch.
the sitcoms that were filmed in front of live studio audiences.
Right.
Yeah.
There wasn't no laugh tracks and stuff like that, like you see on.
Yeah,
it's true.
These newer sitcoms.
I don't know.
What an
So
era.
everybody
yeah,
said 90s, huh?
Like I said, the '90s, like there's not much that you can really like put against it. I mean, you have the new modern stuff, but modern only goes so far. Like, okay, but we used to do it with real vinyls. We used to scratch with real vinyls. We used to just, get.
CD players.
Yeah, yeah, we had those.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember one of the first studios I was in actually that. And in order to punch in somebody, you couldn't just clip it out like you do right now.
Yep.
I literally had to take a razor,
Yep.
find where it was,
The
and
tape.
then
Oh
tape
my
it
God.
together and put it together, and that's how we.
Well, that's how I used to edit TV shows back then. That's how I had.
like, damn, bro, how old are you?
That's how I edited videos. I had to do it with the actual film, like hold it up, cut the right spot, tape them together.
People don't know how good they got it
Nope.
right now.
Crazy.
Like,
I see. I didn't even know that's how that was done. So I learned something
Yeah.
major today.
So like for me, when I thought I was going to rap, and I did all that, that's how I learned how to do it on tape. But it was so much work to have to sit there, splice it,
Yep.
put it together, and if you mess that up, you have to go back.
So you work well under pressure then.
Bro.
You work better under pressure.
Yep.
One take.
And
I'm
I'm a procrastinator just because I'm gonna keep it real like fun.
Mm-hmm.
I leave things the last minute just because I know it,
Yeah.
which is not a good trait.
A lot of people can't do it. A lot of people, they just fold at that point. They're like, man, I'm not gonna be able to get this done. Well, because a lot of people process differently. Like especially when you go to the booth. Let's just say you go into the booth, you got your verse. Do you have enough like in you to change the verse that it has to be like if it's not hitting? Do you know if you got to how you got to change it, and do you know that you can change it in that moment so you don't waste that studio time? Like that's if you don't have it. Oh, we're gonna come back tomorrow. No, we don't.
I
have
remember-
tomorrow.
I remember
that
certain
conversation
artists I
anytime.
deal with. One in particular, my boy Wonder Bread. Yo, studios hated him because he would record like a whole entire album on session.
Yeah.
And you didn't make no money off it.
Yep.
Because
Oh,
he
yeah.
would just sit there and just all right, cool. Put me in here. All right, cool. I'm gonna punch in here. I'm gonna do my ad lib. Like, couldn't make no money off that.
Yeah.
Like,
Because they're hourly.
That's crazy.
So like I said, that's the different times and era. That's why the '90s, like
Evolution.
it was just yep. And then I think when Run DMC and Aerosmith did their joint,
That sounds crazy.
that was probably when like I think hip hop just like went real mainstream. Then I think it went real main, and that's when MTV Raps used to come out. That's when MTV Raps. I'm sorry, but I think that's where hip hop came from the underground and came more forefront and more accepted, like on MTV. And you
Yep.
started to see like the DJ Scribble now doing all the hip hop stuff, and just I think it just got more prolific. When that's tie-in came in, I think that's a big part of hip hop history. Well,
Yeah.
especially with television
Yep.
and media
And
at that point.
which reminds me, I didn't answer a question earlier about the favorite cipher.
Yeah.
I would say that mine would be with when Dipset went to the basement with Big Tigger.
Ooh, Cameron.
It was just
snapped
such a
on that.
smooth cipher, yo. It was so
Money.
it was so Harlem. It was so Harlem. Like there's no other way to put that. Like that when you imagine like how Harlem is
Yeah.
and what the attitude of it and how like their style, just everything about that was raw Harlem. What you saw in that cipher right there.
Now I got a question because now you say Dipset. Now, did you watch that Versus?
the
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah, the locks put them out, man. They were clearly rusty.
Jadakiss won. Let's just stop this right
Well,
there.
let's just say this though. Jadakiss hasn't stopped performing in over like 30 years, probably. He's been doing his
Bro,
thing
Them
I
boys
mean,
is
every
Kiss,
weekend, bro.
Kiss is undefeated. in
Kiss is
person.
a legend, bro.
Yes.
Like,
in my eyes, he's
And if-
undefeated.
I
and if you
agree.
didn't believe it before
But
that,
as soon as you told Dipset, I was like, man, did you watch
nah,
Versus?
the locks definitely put them down. But
and I did speak to y'all about this. The DJ, technician, the DJ, that Kiss says, "Yo, Tech, let's make something happen." He go come on the show. I already talked to him about it. We got
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Shouts out to him.
Definitely look forward to that. But like I said, I just wanted to bring that up because you said Dipset. I was like,
Yeah. No, the Locks definitely. I got no argument there. I love Dipset.
Like we said,
But
the
they got-
90s was a good time.
Locks held that one
bro,
down.
I got a love-hate relationship with all of Dipset.
Yeah.
But
I
Cam
can see-
especially.
I mean, they had their
He
heads.
said Cam especially.
Cam especially. Like, how you... This dude rhymes water with water. Like, stop it.
Boop titty boop.
Put some thought in it.
Well, he's he's something else.
He was counting down.
I'm pretty sure if Cam sees this, he's going to hit me up and be like, I do.
But I just think, I mean, Dipset had their hits. Don't get me wrong, but they're just, I mean, they couldn't go blow for blow with LOX. I just,
No, heck no. I mean, not.
I
I don't
mean,
think.
a lot of people didn't hear a lot of LOX because a lot of it wasn't commercially like.
Oh yeah, no.
A lot of people were sleeping on it because Dipset was very commercial. Like they did a lot of videos, they did a lot of shows, but Lox did a lot of shows, but they didn't get the commercial recognition because they were always behind DMX.
Right.
They were always like secondary or third behind like Eve and DMX. Who else got on there? Drag
Jay-Z.
On. I'm just talking about from Rough Riders. Like,
yeah.
like because they were,
Yeah.
were like playing like the early sets. Like then you got X headlining. You know what I mean? I think that Jada would even say the same thing himself. Like DMX was bringing in the money, and then they were just like getting in their. They were still on the streets doing whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
Did y'all know there was supposed to be a super group?
Really?
And it never happened.
The Locks.
And the super group would have been DMX,
Hmm.
Jay-Z, and Ja Rule. That was supposed to be a group that was supposed to happen, but certain things transpired. Certain people were like, "Nah, we're not going to do that."
Yeah.
But that was supposed to be like a super group that was supposed to be done. I think Irv Gotti was trying to put it out because Irv did one of Jay-Z's first tracks as a producer. Obviously, he got Rule, and then they were working with X at the time too. So
Yeah.
it was supposed to be like a whole album. That never happened.
RP DMX, man.
RP DMX.
Shit crazy. We done lost so many.
And shout out
And
to
Vanilla
the
Ice
Locks.
still here breathing all this air.
Now speaking of supergroup,
You said 6ix9ine? Is that what you said?
I said Vanilla Ice out here breathing
Oh,
all this air, but you could add 6ix9ine to that too.
Oh man, my boy caught a hot one in Miami though. Yeah, they plucked him out.
Yo, after this, Ziggy's gonna look at me and be like, he gonna talk to Jay. He's like, yo, you man, show is crazy.
My dog sipping a twisted tea.
Hey,
um,
we trying to get them as a sponsor, so
there we are.
I need one.
Twisted
What
Tea,
else?
what's
Shout out
up?
to Twisted Tea.
You supposed to fill the
Call us
table
back,
up with-
Twisted Tea.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
word up.
But I was going to talk about supergroup, and the first group that came to mind was Slaughterhouse, and we were talking about the cipher. Now, I love the concept that he did with that, but I just don't think this day and age is not set up for that. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't like. They were all heavy hitters. All of them put together. I think Royce is probably one of the illest lyricists.
He can keep
Right
up
now?
with him.
Yeah.
Royce the 5'9". Yeah, something
And
else.
I think Crooked Eye, King Crooked, he's West Coast, but he's very his style is ends in Joel Ortiz. You know Joel Ortiz. Like I just think that super group, I think it was too late. Honestly, I think it should have been a lot sooner. I think it would have been more susceptible to like being accepted for the mainstream because they had everything to be like Joe Budden. I mean, Joe Budden has his things, but he was still hot. But he's got a little stuff going on too personally, that got him all shook. And then he did that thing that he was talking about M. I mean, I guess it started from that interview that he did he was talking about M Revival. He was talking about that album. I forgot what show he was on. But he was like, it just wasn't his thing. And then M got pissed. And then that Joe Budden just fell off the face of the earth and started just doing his podcast. Do you remember that interview?
I don't remember the interview per se, but Yeah, I don't know about Joe. Joe can spit when he wants to,
Yeah.
but he also understood. I feel like he also understood that he wasn't gonna do it.
It was what?
He wasn't going to do it long term.
No, no.
Like he knew that coming out the gate. I felt like he knew that he could still spit. I think.
Yeah.
I heard about Joe when I went to go buy a Mitsubishi, and his uncle was actually the sales manager that I wanted to buy
Little
when I was like 16, 17 years old, something like that. That's how I heard about Joe. And I don't know. I just Joel Ortiz always going to be my guy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, but Cricket Eye is go to. I don't know. When you talk about those guys, I feel like that's too many lyrics, too many bars.
Yeah.
that-
yeah,
And
no.
like I said, it
You gotta-
wasn't like this day and age. It's not. That's just too much. People are thinking too much.
Yeah, no,
Like,
mainstream's not set up for that. But I will say this though, boom bap rap and all that like classic lyrical shit is about to come back and take over. I think a lot of this I think hip hop goes through its phases where it goes a little pop disco-y and then it comes back and then it goes a little emotional, like aimed towards the women, and then all of a sudden the hot seat will be gangster rap again. And
Now you gotta
you
have
know.
bars again. It's
Yeah.
back to bars.
I think that's the direction we're heading in. I think we're back into
So we say that who's gonna be the first person to put it back?
that's tough, man.
And I'm gonna tell you who I think it will be.
I think
Nobody's
it'll
gonna
be Benny the Butcher, man.
I wasn't even thinking about Betty. Shout out to myself, Betty.
It's funny that we're talking about
Jesus,
Slaughterhouse.
you just threw me under the bus.
Griselda is the new
You
super rap
just threw
team.
me
We're
super under the
talking
bus.
about three lyricists
Benny,
in
my
their
bad,
40s
Benny.
yeah.
and that are still made that are doing top numbers. And I actually got the rap for Crooked Eyes on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah, he let me spit for him. He stopped what he was doing. He took his chain. He put,
Oh yeah, I
he
remember
put
that
the
video.
cigar out. I was like, yo, he's a real respectful dude. Shout out to Crooked.
King Crooked.
But yeah, I felt like Griselda was the new Slaughterhouse because Eminem signed Griselda for 3 years. They just got off the label. They were signed to Slim. So he believed in them. They were what, 38, 39, and 42.
Mhm.
So it ain't even about age. It goes to show you. So I think bars is gonna make a comeback, but with the right
My bad,
mixture
Benny.
of melodies. Yeah, who you think it's gonna be?
I wasn't even thinking about Benny.
You thinking
bro.
somebody
You threw me
young,
under
huh?
the bus. I still want you to come on the show, Benny. Hey, I was gonna say Little Baby. Little Baby got bars. Really listening to him.
Oh yeah, Lil Baby's
He
fire.
spits, but he feels. If you don't listen to like his singles, if you listen to like the B side of the album, he spits and everybody sleeps.
Oh yeah,
Everybody.
super. I wouldn't even say that because I remember hearing a post and I was sleeping on him for a while because I remember seeing a post. They were like, "Lil Baby's the new Lil Wayne," and I was just like, "Chill, y'all are wild, y'all are out of line." And then,
I mean, I don't think he's there yet.
nah, I think he's there, my brother.
Really?
He's like I wouldn't
He's
say
got a lot of music.
for this new generation.
Lil
but
Baby.
he's-
Okay, well,
for this new
that's a
generation,
different conversation.
that's
But
their guy.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's really out here just
I see
killing
what they're
rap
trying to
songs.
say.
Well, like I said, but you gonna
Not,
throw Lil Wayne
not
on there?
lyrically, but
Yeah,
as
no,
far
I
as,
mean,
as far as overall, like who's the go-to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Lil
the
Baby's
go-to.
Lil Baby's doing his thing. He's definitely he's definitely not as iconic as Lil Wayne.
He even
you know,
said-
not at that point.
Lil Baby said in the interview with Joe Budden, he said, if you don't got bars, you're done. He's like, Atlanta's turning into bars
Good.
again. He said that
Good.
shit. He's
I'm
like,
about to
that's
move to
gonna-
Atlanta.
It's making a comeback. It's making a comeback.
Yeah, you see it, man.
He
They got all
yeah.
these southern artists
He
really
young
starting to
too.
rap.
He can still do it. He young as fuck.
2 Chainz is one of my favorite lyricists.
City Boy.
Yeah,
See the boy
2
got
Chainz
bars.
got 2 Chainz got bars, bro. He don't just got like what I don't know what I'm trying to say.
He
Like
got a lot of similes and metaphors.
Yeah, he got
and
bars.
That's pretty much what kind of makes a bar, is if you can make.
Did you
people
see
think.
his cipher?
2 Chainz.
With who?
It was Busta, 2 Chainz, Luda, and
I definitely did not see this.
I forgot who the other.
I didn't see that either.
Oh,
I gotta check that out.
Is that BET?
yeah, it was BET.
Shit.
It was
Damn.
BET.
I didn't
Get on
answer.
there.
I didn't answer the cipher question, but you know what I like about my favorite cipher
Go ahead.
was when Run and Ice Cube came on with their song.
Oh, that West Coast.
Oh yeah. The new, yeah.
With their sons, you
It
said?
was
Yep.
by the pool.
Yeah,
and
with
shit,
their son.
outside.
Rev Run came on with his 3 sons,
Yeah,
Yep.
and then Ice Cube
I
came
know
on
that.
with his 3 sons. They split a cipher together.
I remember that.
Yep, I saw that one. I can't remember any specific lines from that one though.
It's like 2012, ain't it?
Yeah, it was pushed back a little bit.
11.
That's a good one. That's a good one. See, I like stuff like that. Like I said, building those teams together like that, and just introducing old school to new school. I think I like that shit. I'm
Yeah.
on that.
For sure.
But there's I just love. I think if we go back to bars and stuff like that, I think people will start to understand a little bit better. And I mean, you got those big club joints, but I think club days are leaving, man. I think clubs are dying off. I don't know. I don't know if you feel that way, Show, but I think club life.
I agree.
It's to me, it's to
It's a kid.
um,
It's a kid's
I did my
game,
first club
man.
when I was 13.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. Like,
Like I remember like the song that they danced to, but then
Yeah.
I also remember playing songs that never would have played in a
These days.
club, but it was in that app.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I think if we get back to the bars, people got to get smarter because
Yes.
I grew up in, I'm 41. I'll be 41 in a couple of weeks.
yeah,
And, during my era, people selling.
Yep.
This era is doing a lot of drugs.
They doing.
Yep.
And they gotta like get their smarts together to keep up with the bars. Because you can't keep up with the bars mentally. If you're just sitting there smoking one and putting down one, and you can't zone out to an actual like song or album that's spitting bars, that will never catch back.
exactly.
They're
Yeah.
worried about the rhythm and they're worried about everything else, which is cool, but we can't get back to the bars unless next generation or this generation. That's maybe
Yeah.
not for everybody else on this show, but we could get back to that. It's the same thing with Kiss though. Kiss is a bar spitter, but he is the richest broke dude you'll ever meet.
Mhm. He's still pushing. He's still
Like,
Right.
think about that. He's not making
no.
Shady money. He's not making Nas money or 50 money.
Yep.
But dude is
Top
booked
5 that are
almost
alive.
every weekend, almost every day. He puts in his work. Like, he's a spitter. To me, if I had to pick a spitter from back in my day, I guess, I would. Jada Kiss is my favorite rapper.
Hands down.
Mine too. I think
Besides Pun, is Kiss.
Yep. I think Jada's my top three. It definitely, like I said, I think M's in my top three, but I think the album that he did with Fabulous,
Ooh, Fab got bars.
The
bro.
Friday on
Oh,
Elm.
Jason
Freddie.
versus Freddie.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now, all right, cool. So take one of those songs, right?
Yep.
Fab is cool. I love Fab.
Yeah.
But think about one song that they did on that where I think Ted Spoon produced it. Fab spit what he spits and then goes off on a tyrant of how much money he got and cars and jewelry and everything. Kiss goes off and spits, I'm going through the woods. I'm about to slash you with a machete.
Yeah.
This is the mask I got on.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that sets the part.
Yeah.
He sticks to the script.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know. Did you hear that song Theme Music? I think that's probably my favorite one on that joint, on that whole album. Like, I think that one just, I don't know. I just love that album. I can listen to it from front to back and not skip a damn thing.
That theme music, that's the one with Swiss produced that one?
Yep.
I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm. But I think like that album Jada did with him. I think that's my favorite one that they did. I don't know why. Probably because I like horror movies, and I think that just hit home for me. But
Right.
that opening and just like that whole intro, like, was fire.
Oh no, that whole album is fire. My wife loves that mix.
Yeah.
Like my wife's a hip hop head. She loves that mix. That one track is definitely something that we both like.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Fab.
Soul Tape 3.
Fab, my guy.
Soul Tape 3. Soul Tape 2 and 3.
That's what I'm saying. Fab's my dude.
Yeah.
I give it up to Fab all day. But Fab, I have a different top 5.
No, I mean Fab's not in my top 5. Fab's not in my
I,
top 5 at all. He's
I
not.
thought we was talking about
I'm a
bars and
cause
shit.
controversy.
Bars.
Yeah,
But Tupac is not even on my top.
yeah. I mean Fab's not in my is not in my top 20.
That's controversial.
You fuck with
Comments gonna go
Cass?
crazy with that one.
Cassidy?
Let's not get canceled, man.
Nah,
Let's
nah,
not get
that's what we need.
canceled.
We need those I got plenty of those too. I got some of those opinions, but
Some hot
we'll wait
takes.
to bring them out. Yeah, I got some. Whoa, man,
Yeah.
I got some real neck jerkers. I don't even want to talk
in the
about.
next couple of weeks, we'll bring out some lists
Yeah.
and see where we are. Because off my top 10, I probably couldn't rattle off right now because just because there's so many variables
Yeah,
going on right now.
That's a passionate, heated debate. I
It
think
is.
we started off talking about top 5s.
Well,
We've been talking about top 5 since
yeah.
that was one of our first.
Well,
questions.
because we were
It's
talking
a
about
good
favorite
debate.
a lot of things, and there's a lot of like similarities, and there's a lot of cross in a lot of like that, like the soundtracks. We got X in that in with Belly and Nas is in there, and those are both in my top, probably in my top 20, probably top 15 maybe.
Yeah, it's hard.
Both Nas
know-
is up there.
you know who does not get enough credit from the old school? Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah,
Big
a lot of
Daddy
people don't know
Kane.
about him.
He's in a lot of people's lists. I've
He's
seen a
got
lot of
some-
people
He's
lists.
got.
but
He's like the
not-
grandfather of flow. He was really like one of the first dudes doing double time verses
Yeah.
and mixing the tempo up and
They should reboot.
still hitting you
They
with
should
bars.
reboot his
And he's
shit.
still like some of his newest verses that he's done on some other people's features.
Yeah.
They still go hard. Like Big Daddy Kane could still spit, and he's just
You
he's
seen
somebody
him
that
with
gets
the, you seen
that
him with
doesn't
the
get
fur
his
coat
flowers.
on stage and he drops the mic.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
In the
it made it
verses?
look like it was an accident.
Yeah, it was like he was on stage. He's like, I dropped the mic and he's like, I could drop the mic and I still make it look good. The beat comes back in, bro. He's
No, that's the
Big-
bar he said when he picked it back up.
yeah,
That's good memory, man.
yeah, something like
So
that.
BDK,
so
man.
we keep talking about verses. What is one verses that you want to see, and what was your favorite verses that are written?
See, I can't even think of all the ones that happened because I think that was the only one that like was everywhere. That first one was everywhere.
Nah, there was a funny one. There was the R&B group, and somebody couldn't sing,
Oh, it was like 3 of them that day.
and
It was, I think Mario
Oh
was
my
just
God.
shitting on everybody. It was like
it was Jeremiah. Oh
Jeremiah,
my God. They was
Marion
roasting
was out there
They was
doing
roasting
not looking too hot.
Mario.
Shouts out to them though.
Mario killed. Yeah.
The one that couldn't sing was Ray J.
Ray J. Ray J was another one.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Nah, those were funny.
It was a few of them.
Hard
There
to
was a
sing.
bunch of artists on that stage that night. It wasn't just 2 people. That's for
Oh
sure.
no, I gotta watch. I'm gonna.
The
Watch all this,
Jeezy
get
and
all that.
Gucci one.
Oh my
That shit
God,
was-
that
I
was
thought
yeah.
somebody
That's
was
my
gonna
favorite
die
one.
that day.
Yo, for sure. He came
dropped
outside. He
a
was like, I
song about
smoking
his dead
so and so
homie.
pack.
And he played it.
He's literally on
Exactly.
stage talking about we
Gucci's just
smoking
standing
on
there.
Tuka pack or whatever
I'm
dude's
just
name
like,
was.
oh my
Rest in peace to
God.
him. I'm like, yo, that's entirely too disrespectful of a person.
Atlanta's
And
crazy.
So Zick, what would be a verses you want to see?
I want to see. Oh man,
Yeah.
it's gonna be I don't know who can keep up with M, but it would be M verse.
It would have to be like a J or just for beat, just for hit after hit.
You know what's crazy? I think M and 50 would be crazy.
You know
Even though they're in the
my
same
personal
clique.
opinion, M and Lil Wayne.
Lil Baby,
No, Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. Oh Wayne and M.
Yeah.
yeah.
But see, verse is all about like those hits. I mean, Lil Wayne had a shit ton of hits, but all his mixtapes, like a lot of
His
people
hits
don't
are
know
his
about.
mixtapes.
His mixtapes is like where people really fell in love with him, but you're not gonna see that commercial. You're not because he didn't do a lot of commercial hits with those. Like he did his main albums, did all his like videos, and that's how he got famous. But his mixtapes before he got big was, I think that's where I liked. We'll start listening to him on that. But I mean, a lot of people won't agree with that, but
Shit, M got mixtapes.
yeah, no, I know. Like I said, from
Wayne's mixtapes versus M's mixtapes. Now that's the fucking battle, bro. Because that's
I
M
don't know.
before
I think,
J.
I'm
That's
not
M
gonna
before
lie.
Dre.
I think Lil Wayne gonna take that one personally. Just
I
if we're
don't
talking
know,
just the
man.
mixtapes.
I don't know, man. That's
Now, who would you pick if you could choose anybody dead or alive? Versus, I would say Big L versus anybody.
oh, I love me some Big L.
Big L versus anybody. I
Big
think
L's
Big
hard,
L was
man.
one of those rare, quick moments of greatness where he was taken way too quickly.
Yep.
You know.
You know the Dead or Alive. You know what the biggest verses of all time?
Who's that?
Prince against Michael Jackson.
Mm.
That would be
That would
iconic.
sell out 100,000.
If they're both in their prime, especially.
Well,
especially.
MJ would kill. Would
Yeah, I think so too.
MJ would pull away with that. With I think with
Yeah.
ease.
I don't know
honestly.
though. Prince's got some swagger too.
No, he does too. But I just think
You talking about
yeah,
the favorite?
we're talking about MJ
Man,
though.
favorite.
MJ had
Yeah.
more hits than anybody in history.
He's singing since the age of 5.
It's like
Yeah.
Jordan versus Kobe. Like we all love Kobe, we all love him. He's great, but it's Jordan. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I would compare them two as Kobe and MJ. I think that would be MJ and
Whitney Houston.
Allen Iverson.
Damn it. You
No.
said Allen Iverson.
I love me some Allen. I give a lot of respect to Allen Iverson. I'm like fucking, but I just don't think he's not in MJ caliber. Just like I don't think Prince would be. I mean, Prince, give him all the credit in the world, R.I.P. But he is not like he's not an MJ. He's a different type of performer. He's a different kind of entertainer.
He also played every single instrument.
Yeah,
on
he
the whole
totally
album.
different.
He
Michael
produced
Jackson
everything.
was global though. I know what
Yeah,
you mean.
that's
He
what I
was
mean.
a global phenomenon. Like seeing Michael Jackson was like seeing
India, like he'll
like
go to
seeing a
India and
unicorn,
sell
you know what I
out.
mean?
Like,
it was just
yep.
So I know what you're saying.
So that's why I'm thinking. Like I like that's why I think MJ and Allen Iverson. I mean, they had a lot of back to back in basketball. Back when Allen Iverson was a rookie and MJ, like I mean, for his entire career, they went back and forth.
Oh, even with Kobe. Kobe
Well, yeah.
did it on Jordan too. I'm not, you know what I mean?
No, but I
as
think
far
I
as
think Kobe
iconic level,
is above Allen Iverson, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like that's why I can't put it be Kobe. That's why I said Allen Iverson. He's a great too. He's a Hall of Famer. But I just think it's a different
and really,
impact.
And really, I think I don't know why we're going really basketball here. We should probably divert back soon. But the only thing that separates AI from being one of those elite greats was the discipline and just showing
Yeah.
up to practice
Yeah.
and being a leader.
A couple
rather
of rings
than
he didn't win.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that's really what separates him from being one of those greats.
I got a
ultimately.
bar that says my ex is like AI. My ex has never got a ring. AI. Just saying.
Ooh. I'm gonna jot that one down in the
So
book.
I mean, because I use a lot of basketball metaphors and comparatives, so I think like especially when we're talking about music and music greats, a lot of people think about NBA greats, versus now, like current versus the Hall of Famers. It's just a different game. It's just a different, altogether like different type of style that the music is, and same thing with basketball. It's a different type of game. It's a lot. I'm not gonna say it's softer. I'm just gonna say it's a different.
Technical.
Yes, it's a different form of I don't know.
It's almost a whole new game.
It is. It is.
You
Man,
can
I
get
call
an
that a
elbow.
travel like a hella motherfucker now,
Yeah.
and like that's a
Especially
travel.
with that Euro stuff.
Oh my god! Don't give me that hezzy stuff. No, that's a travel. All right.
No. It's not a gaffer step or whatever they're calling
You
it.
can touch somebody.
Hop
Back in
step.
the day-
Well, that too.
You know who really ruined the game? Now that we're talking about it, was Allen Iverson with those
Oh,
carries.
here we go.
Allen Iverson with those carries. That's where it all started.
Let's get back to the music.
Yeah.
He didn't show up to practice.
Shouts out to AI. Shouts out to AI.
practice.
So Zick, would it be fair to say that if you could choose an artist to have as a feature, would it be M?
Nah,
Your number one?
I don't want him to do it to me.
I was gonna say because you gotta come hard for that song. You have to come.
Hey, if,
Hard.
If I'm in
You'd
my,
have to have him write your verse for you.
if I'm in my competitive spirit and I'm feeling myself, I'll pick him. But on a regular day, man, I ain't gonna lie, I would need a singer. Cause I think that's what it's gonna take to bring it back to that '90s shit where you had a
Mhm.
fucking singer on the
Mhm.
chorus.
Yeah.
You had an R&B legit
R&B
singer,
rap
and you just did the
collab.
verses.
Yeah.
Now rappers are trying to be R&B singers.
Yep.
And they auto tune or not,
Mm-hmm.
everything's high pitch.
Mhm.
They singing and real fast.
Yeah.
They ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
So they just like, it's more of a vibe. Music now is a vibe. It's not a use your brain, think about it, and then that feeling is gone. That '90s authentic
Yeah.
feeling. It's all producers ain't cutting tape no more and engineering
Yeah.
with actual. They getting dirty in their hands. Like now it's all the computer and it feels computerized.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
Well, what I miss is storytellers. I miss storytelling.
Slick Rick, boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, storytellers is hip hop. Like just being like just to go through.
Speaker knockers. He had
Yeah.
a whole.
Rest in peace, Speaker
I
knockers.
forgot the name of Rico's story. It was Rico's story.
Yeah, Rico's story.
Bro, you got
It
it.
was
You got
like
yeah.
6
Yeah,
tracks,
I
I
think.
think.
I gotta
RP
get me on
Speaker
that.
knockers, and
Yeah.
he produced it, and he produced all his own shit.
It's kind of funny
That
because
was-
like
he
all the
passed,
flows and the beats pretty much flow the same. Like Speaker Knockers wasn't very
It was like that
versatile
R.
with
Kelly
switching
joint
up his style.
in the closet.
Oh,
That's
he did
what
like
he
what
did.
9 of those?
Yeah, no, Speaker knockers did
Speaker
about
Knockers did
5 or
like
6.
Yeah.
And it was
and
a
it
wild.
was dope.
It's like a story that literally keeps you on your feet, and he's singing it because that's like his style. But yeah, man, you're right about that storytelling shit. That shit resonates.
Like Ludacris, like we spoke about earlier with that
Yeah,
song.
Runaway Love. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
telling stories.
And Renee, the Lost Boys, talk about Renee, and also I've got a story to tell by Biggie, off the Life After Death. That's probably one of my favorite ones.
Life After Death was a crazy album.
What about that Nas joint? Nas got 2 joints that resonated with me as a kid. Keep saying that word. We talking about old times. He spoke about himself as a gun, the perspective of the gun. Forgot the name of that song, and he rapped a whole song about what the gun sees and how the gun feels about what the gun's about to do. And
Who's
Don't
Nas.
remember it off the top of my head.
Ah.
Exactly.
And he
Yeah.
also did one backwards. He did a whole song backwards, writing a letter to his boy in prison. And halfway through it, he flipped it and did it forward, and it shows you how it was 2 different stories, but with it was
Joyner
man,
Lucas.
Nas is slept on.
Joyner Lucas is like
I think
that.
that's where he got it from.
I don't know if Nas is slept on.
No,
Nah, but
yeah,
Nas is iconic.
as
he's,
far
he's
as the
definitely
kids,
a legend.
like the kids, you know
Well,
what I mean?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's listening to Nas or Jay-Z. The kids ain't listening
Oh,
to none of
Lord,
that good
let's
stuff.
not get into that debate. Not right now.
Man,
That's
I
one of my hot
think-
takes. Let's not do that right now. Not in this episode.
I plead the fifth.
remix Beethoven. Who does that, man?
Nas is iconic, man. He's a legend, bro. He's a legend. He's one of those cultural influences that you can't deny.
I can.
Yeah, all that. Hard Knock Life. I know I can.
One mic.
One mic.
Mike.
He was doing things for kids like when kids needed it. This is back when
This is where that community comes.
yeah,
back
where it was like kids started to say no to drugs and selling crack was starting to be a bad thing. It wasn't like glorified like it used to be. You know what I mean? And it was around that era. So I think Nas's role in all of that was very iconic, and he should always get.
Yeah, he was
his-
pretty
his
religious
due
too. He
respect.
got religious. He got religious with it. He was repping Islam. He was calling himself God's son. He was putting Jesus on the album covers. He was really trying to change people's lives and save his hood, save Queens.
DMX was on that
Woodbridge.
vibe too, man. He
Yeah.
always had gospel music on all his albums. He had like 1 or 2 gospel songs.
Yeah, that Lord give me a sign. My dad would play that a lot, and I was like, "Damn, Dad, what you going through?" And I would listen to it myself. I'm like, "This song puts you in a good place." That's the thing. A lot of this music puts you in the state of mind that the person's in while they're making it.
Yep.
Because they want you to feel
and
high
I think
or
that's
whatever.
lost on a lot of music nowadays. Like it's you got a club banger, and then I'm over it. Next song, like.
Well, there's
A
some
lot of
there's some
times.
diamonds in the rough out there.
Well, no,
You really
I'm
look
talking
for it.
about commercial. I'm talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
commercial,
Oh,
like
yeah,
out what's
definitely a
out
lot
there.
of
I'm not talking about underground stuff. I'm not talking about
'Cause
like stuff that's not there. I mean, I hear a lot of underground
Yeah.
stuff that I feel.
Right.
Like I feel it. Like
But people
Yeah.
don't look at rap that way.
no, they don't.
When they hear rap, even like people that don't listen to rap, when they hear rap, what do they think? And they think of the worst of the worst, not the best of the best.
One thing I'm starting to realize too is as I get older, and I think this is out of fear of me becoming an old head, is that I kind of got to be a little bit adaptive to the new styles of music. You know what I mean? I can't be so quick to be like, this ain't it. This ain't how we used to do it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, like, there's songs from the old school that make me think like, damn, this is how hip hop started, huh? But somebody else older than me is gonna be like, this was it, bro. This is the best music. This is the best rap is ever gonna get. And it grows, and with growth, sometimes you stay with what you know is comfortable, and that's what I always try to think like, all right, let me come in and listen to this song with the fresh perspective, because I don't want to get left back
You
out
got
of the loop.
you got to give it to the person that's still recreating, because it's almost everything's already been done. So
Yeah.
when I heard drill, this new drill shit or
Drill
New
rap.
York drill rap.
Sure,
Oh,
right?
I
Lord.
thought there was nothing else that could be done but to see a new cadence or a new style.
Yeah.
Try not to look at it as what it is and just step back and be like, okay, they switched it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, there's still something new. You can still
Well-
create something new.
The evolution.
It just turned into something violent, which I can't fuck with. But the crazy part about it is somebody made something new out of rap. And I
Yeah.
thought it was all already been done.
Eminem spoke about that too. In one of his songs, one of his verses, like somebody mailed him a CD of I forgot what CD it was, but he was like, I mailed this shit back because if I just copied what I did then, I would just be like everyone else in the game now.
Exactly.
Like,
Gotta keep it fresh.
so he just keeps evolving over
It's
time
hard.
and just
It's
changing with the music and changing with just evolving and growing as a person. And I think that's, like I said, some people just stay in their lane, like Tekashi 6ix9ine. Hey, man, like
He
no,
was screaming. He was just
Like-
screaming.
I think we were all just watching for the self-destruct, which happened.
yes,
And then-
It's entertainment
I mean,
at the end of the day.
yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
entertainment.
I think we were all just sitting. It's like watching a car crash, right? You don't really want to see it, but
Speaking
you can't
of-
take your eyes off of it. You know
speaking
what
of
I mean?
Iggy Azalea,
Wow.
sorry.
The land down under.
I got no comments on Iggy.
No, but like I said, but people get famous for just I don't even know how she got famous. Honestly, I don't.
I think she was. And
She had a
Signed
hit.
to
She had a hit.
signed to Grand House.
I
Yeah,
heard
she
this.
had
I
that
hope
T.I.
I'm
pick
probably
up.
wrong. This is
Yeah.
probably some
T.I.
bullshit high school rumor. I heard she was a dancer in Miami, and she just, you know what I
16
mean?
in Miami. She made that shit.
Yeah, she was like
16 in
dancing.
Miami.
She was a dancer in Miami, and she crossed paths with Ti. And, eventually, but I think she was already starting to dabble in hip hop. What tripped me out is when I found out she was actually Australian. Yeah, that blew my
Really?
mind.
Yeah.
I was
Land
like,
down under.
yeah.
that's interesting.
I saw her on an episode of the Nick Cannon show.
Wildin' Out.
Wildin' Out.
Well,
She was on that show. I think that was the worst viewed episode of all Wildin' Out.
That's hating. People
I'm
be
just
hating.
I'm just saying. I think it was. I think that was.
That's
I
good
don't
analytics.
think you can really find it anymore because it just doesn't pop up. Like I see. Do you have a favorite episode of that of Wildin' Out?
Nick probably tried to impregnate her. She said,
He
nah.
tries to impregnate everyone.
And then
Yeah, you gotta be careful around
he's
Nick.
like, forget about
They'll
you.
get you if you're not
We're
careful.
not airing this show in Australia.
Even me, I'd be hand sanitized. If I met Nick Cannon, I gotta sanitize my hands after. I ain't
We're
trying to be
airing this
pregnant.
episode in America only.
That man's just
Can't with
he's just
y'all, I quit.
excreting. He's just excreting seeds from every.
Hey, he got a legacy. He got a dynasty.
He's trying to get a football team. What are you talking about?
Man, he's trying to, yeah. He's gonna be everybody. He's gonna be
He's trying to
Jaker
be the next
Heimerschmidt.
Genghis Khan. You know what I mean?
No, real talk. Genghis Khan.
But now that the beef that he had with Eminem, now is it just because M went after Mariah?
It had to be.
Did he actually think he had a shot?
I
or a
think
chance.
Well, first off,
First of all, Nick.
shouts
Nick
out to
Cannon
Mariah
thinks he-
Carey because she probably hit Eminem harder than any other artist ever hit
Why
back.
are you so obsessed with
That
me?
song and
Yes.
video went so
My girl-
hard,
my girl
bro.
was just
When I
singing it, and she didn't know Eminem was the guy she was making fun of. I was
oh
like, you gotta
my
watch the
god,
video.
bro, that
Think
diss
I hit
that
my
whole
car.
it's
that's
true.
one of the illest Eminem diss tracks in history.
They probably had to get that cleared. That
It
shit was so bad.
It was wild. I'm surprised she didn't get sued or something.
Yeah, they probably had to clear that.
I mean,
Y'all do realize that Nick Cannon is delusional. He really thinks he's a rapper, right?
yes.
I forgot about that verse he
I don't-
spit recently.
you know,
a couple years,
Nick-
4 years ago. on,
Nick Cannon is
they did
another
a cipher.
icon.
They did a cipher. The Nick, it was this. The
He's
whole
a-
cipher was
He's
by
a
Eminem.
business.
Business icon, yeah, for sure.
Nah,
yeah,
He can't touch Eminem on a microphone.
No,
with a
but
10-foot
Nick Cannon
pole.
is a
He
smart
shouldn't
businessman.
touch a microphone, right?
He got a lot of money, man. You do what you want when you
Hey,
get
he
paid.
does his thing on the freestyles though, on Wildin' Out. You know, he got a little couple
do the
playful
guests
balls.
that are actors.
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's
actresses.
play rap at the
Yeah,
end
yeah,
of
but
the
that
day.
brings us back to the old freestyle rap argument, where is
Right.
that it's not freestyle rap if it's just two bars, and then I mean they're funny, but is it really freestyle rap?
Isn't that how it used to be though?
No,
Back in the
no,
day.
but you used to be spit 16 bars, and you actually you had a
talking
minute.
about-
I'm talking about when the Fab Five, the Furious, the Cool in the Gang. with
Oh yeah,
those
they would go
groups.
like 4. Yeah, they would go like
They
They
4
would do
or
like
more.
It was
4 to 8.
punchlines.
Yeah, like 4 to
only.
8.
Yeah,
It was almost like Your Mama.
yeah.
And then that's her.
It was snaps.
You
We
had
called
to
it
have
snaps
that
back
one
in-
bar
back
that
in-
was so
Yeah.
hard, and you probably took all day to think about it.
But
That's
when you
where
did like
bars
Rap
came from.
Olympics, the 60 seconds on the
Oh, yeah.
clock
The
and just
90s,
go
the
like
80s,
that. That
90s.
shit, Like
Yeah.
you go for 60 seconds straight
Oh,
off
yeah,
the
no.
top.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey
Like-
Ward, I think you went a little hard on the Beaver.
Nah, yeah. M
He
goes
kept, he
hard.
kept that shit alive. He kept that shit alive with that movie. People ain't even really doing that no more.
Nope.
Except for URL and
They
that's
still
about
ain't.
it.
They still ain't spitting off the top of the dome. All that is.
Y'all be listening to battle rap?
I listen to battle
They
rap.
come with some
but-
crazy bars,
We
bro.
were talking about it last
Yeah,
episode.
but they're written though.
Yeah.
They're doing the research, and they're memorizing their rap. Nobody's spitting.
Oh, and off the top, no, that's a whole. You got to be Lil Snoop. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Lil Snoop. You got to be Snoop
Like the,
Dogg,
back in like
There's a
97.
dude. I'm gonna look him up right now. There's a dude.
the white boy.
Y'all can. Yeah. What's
Craig
his name?
Mac something.
Harry Mack.
Harry Mack.
Bro,
You know who also
Yeah.
was good?
They need-
Idea. Idea. I don't know if you guys heard of Idea.
I know
Spelled
Idea.
EYEDEA, I think it was. I don't remember, but it was
I gotta check him out.
a long time ago. And
With a name like that, I know he got bars.
yeah. And
I'm
then
telling you right now, Harry Mack is by far the best freestyle rapper off the top of the dome. Here.
I gotta send you a link on it's a podcast. There's a YouTube channel called Dissect, and they dissect one of his freestyles, and he was freestyling about his freestyle, and they called it.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
spit a triple entendre because of the subject matter was a bar about the subject matter. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
and he's freestyling.
He almost
and
opened a time paradox
no,
by
bro,
rapping a verse.
see, I gotta send it because
I'm
Yeah.
telling
they
you.
need to study.
So
this man.
basically, what this
They
dude
need to
does,
study him.
correct me if I'm wrong,
He's an alien.
he will come, if he came on our show right now, he would say, I need each one of y'all to give me a word or two, and then spit off the top of the dome. But while he's spitting the word, he will also like go to everybody's outfit and, oh, Tony
What you
B
doing?
said this,
Yeah.
like straight off the top of the dome.
there was a rapper on Sway in the Morning. They did that. They literally just had like a whole pile of cue cards of just one word, and he just had somebody. I forgot who it was. I really want to bring that one back, but it was on Sway in the Morning, and this person did. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was Chris Webby, but it was like somebody.
Childish Gambino?
I can't remember, but it just made me think of that because it was actually it was an actor. It was an actor who did it, and I can't think of who that actor was.
Omar Epps.
It always comes back to
Omar
Shia.
Epps?
Everything comes back.
Omar
to
Epps
Shia.
can spit.
You talking about from Paid in
That's
Full?
it.
That's
You talking about some
Oh,
smart,
now I
got-
smart guy?
You guys keep talking. Omar. Epps.
Omar Epps?
From Smart?
Omar Epps
oh
from
Omar.
Juice.
Oh,
He was
Oh, from Juice from House.
okay.
From House. Yeah, he could really spit.
Yeah,
wait.
He could
That's not
definitely
Omar Epps.
spit.
yeah, that's.
Yeah. He played in House. He played he's from Juice. He plays the DJ on Juice. He's also played on House. He also has his own show now.
What character was he on
PR or
House?
something.
He was the
Oh,
black
I was
guy.
thinking my dumb ass.
He was
thinking-
the black
Black
dude
guy. The
that
black nurse.
was the resident like
The rest,
uh,
yeah, he was his doctor.
rap on YouTube when y'all get a chance.
Yeah.
Omar Epps could really spit.
I believe it.
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna figure
I'm
out
trying
who
to
this
think of
was.
who you talking.
That's what I'm gonna figure it out. Wait.
I can't think of what he's talking about either. So
Go ahead.
So what you got going on right now, bro? Like what's next for you? Where you trying to take it?
So right now it's about building a brand. I've come to the conclusion everything's gonna be independent. Even though I'm only 28, some people consider that old in the rap game. I think I'm still young, really young. Just because of the way the world works now, I feel like somebody's grandpa is gonna drop a mixtape and TikTok is gonna make it platinum, and it's gonna be a whole new ball game. Like those two old dudes selling out arenas. They from Britain and they making their own music now, and they're in their 70s. Forgot the name of their group. They're selling
Yeah,
out
the UK dudes on
arenas.
TikTok. I seen them.
Bro, they used to just do covers, and now they're making their own shit, and they realize.
Right.
But I think they got writers too, though.
I don't give a damn. They
Nah,
some
yeah, but
grandpa.
it's still amazing
Whether
to
they
see.
do or not, I feel like the game has changed, right?
Yeah.
Because, like you said,
long term.
you can drop something on TikTok
Mm-hmm.
that might not be your style, but it's going to add to the flame that the smoke is going to catch on. You get what I'm saying? Like
Create your own
you
lane.
just got to funnel it. Like
Create
I'm a marketing and advertisement brand dude. Like,
boom.
so if you got even a little bit of a trend on TikTok, it could be your worst track that you hate. But it's gonna funnel them to your page, it's gonna funnel them to Spotify, it's gonna funnel them to everything, and then all of a sudden
You don't
That's
even
it.
need a record
Go.
label. TikTok's your record
You
label.
might be blowing
They
up
cutting
in
the check.
Switzerland. Don't even know it.
Cutting the check. Yeah. And then you a household name off of the phones. It's all about keeping up with the technology. So if I'm not gonna invent a new technology, you got to keep up with the new technology. So it's about just building a brand, maintaining ownership, like Nipsey preached about, and it's hard because you got to make all the investments. You got to really pay for everything yourself. So that comes with discipline, with saving up the money to do it, and realizing even though you put 20, 30 something into something, it might not work out. So you really gotta love it. And then at the
well,
same time, through all the hardships, you still gotta love it, and not
well,
quit.
it was almost the same way back in the day when you got a record deal, right? Because I remember with certain people that I was affiliated with, they got $1 million, but we were still on the block doing what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And people were rolling up playing their joints. And we're looking at each other like, the hell are we if everybody's rolling up playing this, what's going on? But all it was is that you got the money up front, but you still have to recoup that to the label.
Yeah.
Now you're in control of how much money you're gonna put up. You might not be the fast path that it was before, but all it was in reality was just a loan.
Yep.
So if you really want to play that game, you can go get a loan, get your credit right. I know this is a whole different other game, but you can get your credit right, go get a loan,
Should not
put it in yourself,
Yep.
and hey, you're still gonna pay back the money, whether it's the label or the credit union or the bank. You're still gonna have to put that money.
No, it's true. A lot of people don't understand that, how that used to work during labels. That's why a lot of people are doing it themselves now, especially with like YouTube and whatnot. Like YouTube artists, they're picking up big. That's where a lot of people like Crypt is getting known for. There's another one that actually started to do that celebrity boxing. What was his name?
The British dude.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you talk. He fought Logan Paul
Mm-hmm.
or Jake Paul, whichever one.
They're the same person. I don't know.
Yeah.
They white.
You can say that.
KSO.
KSI.
I did.
KSI.
KSI.
He raps. I didn't know he raps.
Yeah.
He's British.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah?
He's big.
Yep.
He's independent.
I knew he was a streamer and stuff. I used to watch his streams back in the
YouTube
day.
rapper. Like, look at YouTube rapper ciphers. These YouTube rappers are good.
Oh,
Like,
yeah? I gotta check him
they-
out. I ain't know. Shout out KSI.
DDG.
Huh?
He did that song Elon Musk with Gunna, DDG.
Mhm.
He said he started off as a YouTuber. He
Mhm.
said he's going to be the first YouTube rapper because nobody's doing YouTube.
Soldier
and
Boy Ben did
he's got
that.
his own channel. You go to his channel for everything. But
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Soldier Boy.
That was my
Boy did do that.
that was my
first.
Soldier Boy quote.
He was ahead of the time.
He said, "I did that. I been did that." Drake.
Sometimes
Drake?
you're too early.
Yeah.
All right,
Who's
so
that?
now I want everybody's questions. This being that we've got the segue with Soldier Boy. Y'all here, he was upset. The question that people were getting asked in the street: would you rather get $250 in food stamps or dinner with Soldier Boy?
Everybody
Yo,
said
hey,
food
listen.
stamps.
Shouts out to
Everybody
Soldier
said
Boy.
food stamps.
I got
Yep,
nothing
'cause
but
I-
love and respect.
Because I could actually sell food stamps for $2.
But right,
I ain't broke, so I don't need the 250. My girl might be mad about it, but you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna take the dinner with Soldier. He got a lot going on.
I'm gonna keep it so being with you. I'm still taking the
yo, that's a fact.
Right.
Where I'm at right now, the way the economy's looking, I'm gonna take that 250.
If I turn down $250 in food stamps, my wife is gonna be like, "Really?"
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Not only that, but that's only getting you like a week of food these days. You gotta
It
take
is.
advantage.
Well, not me. I'm a single man, so that'll last me about a month. Honestly,
Hey,
you got
yeah.
people.
I mean, yeah, I got little people, and then I got the munchies all the time too. I'm killing myself out here.
Yeah, he snapped. He snapped on everybody. He had to put a video out.
Yeah.
He was hot. That shit was fucked up.
Who's that?
He going Soldier. He going through it right now. They playing with him.
Soldier Boy, hey, shouts out to Soldier. I love Soldier.
Yeah.
He's a legend in his right. But he's
Yeah.
a trip too. He's
Boy
definitely
made his
meme
own
worthy.
game console. I mean, he kind of bit off Nintendo, but
Nah, he almost got sued for that
he
joint.
made his own game console.
He got sued.
Well, you gotta.
He had a
I
cease
mean,
and desist like immediately.
you gotta be careful with that
That shit
nowadays,
down.
because you know what? People used to slide in like trademark stuff because social media wasn't that big of a thing.
Yeah.
Now it's seen by millions and millions and millions of people within an instant. As soon as you press post, millions of people see that, and so do these companies. So do these
Oh.
previous artists. They see that stuff. If you a little bit of their beat,
Oh, the
they getting
copyright
their money.
technology is ridiculous right now. Like it's ridiculous. Like, they will mute your whole song on a Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
In-
the reason why we
in
don't
certain
play
countries.
music on this podcast.
That's true.
Somebody bought the Happy Birthday song. You can't even sing that without paying them. I swear
Michael
to God.
Jackson owns it.
There's certain songs. So I don't know if you guys know. There's certain songs. I believe the law is
50 years.
35 years.
Oh,
from the
35
copyright
years.
that you can make money on without paying anything. But if the song has to be 35.
That's crazy.
Did you hear about Disney buying up most of those songs so that nobody can use them?
I did hear about
Yeah.
that.
All 30, at 36 years old, they buy them so that you can't even use them.
Shouts out to Disney.
Did you know that Mickey Mouse is about to become open property?
I thought you was gonna say openly transgender or something.
No. But
Like on
he
the stock market?
no. He's like after 100 years, they They don't officially own him anymore. That same thing with Winnie the Pooh. That's why you have Winnie the Pooh,
Yeah,
that
like-
horror movie,
like
because
Snow White
it's
and
open.
stuff like
I forgot
that.
what's it called. Open.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the.
It's like
Proper term.
how you can remake old legends and stuff
Yes.
and not get sued.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
And that's
Zeus.
why Winnie the Pooh literally they could do the original formation, the over 100-year-old type of Winnie the Pooh, and they could use him in wherever. They could put him in a porno. Like it's just like it's open free.
They did it already. No, it's fine.
Probably. You look at Pornhub right now. I guarantee you, the Winnie the Pooh banging Eeyore.
Oh Lord.
But like I said, but that's how this copyright law is. It's just a lot, and that's how I wonder why people don't get a lot of trouble for doing like DJ sets on social media, because that's like
So the copyright with that is, after a certain amount of time, the DJ has to switch music. Once it plays for a certain amount of time, I forget off the top of my head, but with social media, once the song plays for a certain amount of time, then the social media platform has to pay the royalties to ASCAP, BMI, whatever.
Yeah.
So if you notice, a lot of DJs won't let the song really rock out. That's the rule behind it.
That's crazy.
Yep. But unfortunately, I will not be able to let you know what actor did that freestyle. Maybe next week. Thank you for joining us on Real People Off the Record. Zeke, Jay Just Chillin', Show, Tone Deaf from Florida. Catch y'all later. See you.
Later.